Hello again, everyone. Melf here, to continue my Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run, where, among other things, I'm doing no long rests, no healing potions for my party, and trying to tackle every encounter with combat and with the hardest grouping of enemies that is possible. Watch out for spoilers throughout this run. So last time we got rid of what Baldur considered to be basically a traitor in the ranks, where we had a Shar worshiper as we were about to go into a Shar cursed domain. She has been sacrificed to the great god Buwal, to make fun of Shar and Shadowheart for worshipping a clearly evil and self-destructive kind of goddess. Let me give these boots to Karlach. And, I won't tend to use these very much, but let's give them to Labeling Cell. That does mean I can't finish up, Shadowheart's questline, but I probably couldn't do that anyway because she'd abandon me in Act 2 if I didn't do things her way, and I wouldn't because she wouldn't be in the party.
Best be on my way. Is that blood?
It means I'll miss out on one of the artifacts I can get with her, but the Selûne one, which is what I would go for in this character, is worthless anyway. The Shar one is incredibly good, but we had to kill all the poor civilians to get it, so not happening. Let's go claim our treasure over here from the Myconids. I exaggerate calling the Selûne one worthless, but it's pretty bad. At best, it's kind of a stat stick that's mediocre, giving it a saving throw bonus. You can get better weapons of that purpose. The Shar one, though, is pretty crazy. So, the treasure is corpses, seemingly. I guess the mushrooms are unaware that food spoils and becomes unusable to humanoids. This hat, I see people use sometimes. I don't really see it as being that good. It does give invisibility once in a while, but, it's only once per short rest, I think. And it only lasts for 2 turns. I guess I'll take it and I'll put it on, but I don't tend to get much out of it. The key of the ancients is probably outlived its usefulness, I would think. Kind of looks dumb, but this thing turned invisible now, so that has its uses once in a while. I'll probably use it once and then unequip it and get something better instead. This is kind of an unmarked quest item where if you get these 3 icy items, you can combine them into a special staff. Sort of a clue about the 3 guys who work together to find the Adamantine Forge. I like it. And here is a book called Flumph Mating Rituals. Now, Flumps, if you don't know, are kind of this creature that has not really been seen much in recent editions, but in older editions they were these underground dwelling, good aligned, sort of floaty squid creatures that I think fed off of positive emotions. Not draining them, just like they like being near them or something like that. I need to make sure to never cast guidance with Karlach while she's concentrating a magic weapon. I'd kind of been hoping that by moving her down the party list, she would not be showing up ahead of Lae'zel, but I guess I just didn't manually remember it.
It is exactly what it appears to be. A rather stained and unsavory look at the
Surprised I failed that. I've got so many bonuses here. Between Mark of the Shifter and Bliss Spores and so forth. There we go. Stacking this up the main character is really useful.
The lurid text melts away before your eyes. An illusion. What remains are simple instructions written in a spare hand. The secret to forging adamantine.
They've really changed the lore for adamantine a lot in this game. Suddenly it's made of the mithril, which used to be a totally separate, copyright protected, metal. I remember they got in trouble with the Tolkien estate for using the word mithril in early editions of D&D, and they changed it to be mithril instead, but have it be suspiciously the exact same thing. I suppose I'm wearing a Lord of the Rings themed shirt today. Huh. We'll learn a little bit more about Yali later on, but not that much.
What's an adamantine forge, then?
It's a pretty fun quest. Although I do find that it's kind of overhyped. It's a long, difficult quest, and the reward for it is just not that good, really.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Glory. We search for the Adamantine Forge.
So the first step of the quest is really to find these three guys to get the information. Although, I mean, you don't really need it, because you'll just find the forge in the course of your travels if you just go across the lake, basically.
None would share.
This is the problem with being one of these evil goblin-y type races, being a drow and whatnot. Humans who work together on this.
Lost workshop of Siluviali. Fine
They're really pretty mediocre weapons.
in all creation. Dawn knows, but
Cannot tell because they've turned to stone, basically.
with spectator.
So we should probably know where that is, because we already read all this book saying there's a spectator right here, and some stone petrified people right next to the Saluna temple. I guess even in death he maintains his hatred of Doran or whatever. Odd, because most corpses seem to not really have strong opinions of these things anymore.
Questions.
But we wouldn't really prioritize that right now, I don't think. I already looted that backpack, right? Yeah. So, now that we've hopefully made an impression on Lei Boingzel and Astarion and why they should stay in line, let's do some more mandatory community service, helping out the people of Joaquin's Rest, which was attacked by the goblins and whatnot. And out of character I want to do that because it's one of the last things I have to do before I am allowed to go into the mountain pass. If you go into the mountain pass, the goblin and druid questline is resolved without you, and also Joaquin's Rest burns down. Those two things I think are all that you have to take care of before you leave here.
Ezra's, the energy of the Underdark. The Myconid might die if...
I will.
Little traitor. Okay, so I think the Blighted Village is the closest waypoint to it that we would know about. To Joaquin's Rest, that is. I'm gonna just kind of assume we know in character where Joaquin's Rest is, because like I'm sure the druids will talk about the village that's right next door. Oh, that's kind of buggy. Asses haven't loaded in here yet. Huh. I haven't seen that before in this game, oddly enough. You'd think it would come up from time to time. Interesting. I wonder if we go over here to this... Okay, it's loaded in. I was wondering if we get to this house, what we would see. I guess I should do that encounter now. I will probably do it by having Shovel invisibly open the door. I find that there's kind of an interesting bug that happens if you do that. What's supposed to happen is you go up to the door and you catch this, ogre and bugbear in flagrante delicto. But if you invisibly open it, you'll find that there's kind of buggily standing there staring into space nowhere near each other. At least that's what happened to me before. So I will get up onto the roof and we'll demonstrate that. Onto the roof just so that we are in a good position for when they come out. Come on, guys. It's not that hard to jump over there, is it? Really? I'm glad the duplicate weird raven thing has vanished. Okay, they're at least standing next to each other this time. Previously when I did this, they were standing just like far apart from one another. But anyway. Just kind of odd behavior as a result of that. Well, let's have one of our people who can win initiative head on down there. Probably Astarion so we can do his Gloomstalker shot.
Watch your back.
Oh, I did not mean to do that, but at least you have temporary hit points, so that's okay.
Moving.
We can probably just take out Grucko. He's not that tough. I mean, he's just a bugbear. We've killed lots of bugbears by this point. That'll probably kill, but let me do this one instead. That'll definitely kill if it hits. Criticals barely matter on Astarion because, he's got basically weapon damage that all comes from flat numbers which don't get multiplied. Wow, we did even more damage than I thought we would there. Okay. Do we have any way to just send the birds in to finish it off? Okay, there we go. Can I get a better camera view than that? Yeah, that'll do. I think if even one bird attacks with its beak, that should be a finisher. We've really leveled up a lot since like when we first were fighting the ogres a few episodes ago. You know, now one ogre is nothing to us, with extra attack going on and all these other power-ups. There we go.
Nothing hurts anymore. Time to press ahead.
We can also pick up a magic dagger here. This is what made me nervous about getting Fowler or Louver there and spend inspiration on it. Fowler or Louver won't break if you fail to get it out of the stone, but this magic knife and this piece of meat somehow will break if you fail to get it out.
A feast fit for an ogre. You notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat.
Let me give myself guidance from Le Boingzel. Just a generic +1 dagger, nothing too special. But hey, it's available like almost for free in the early game, so that's nice.
The dagger glides smoothly out of the mystery meat.
And if you're thinking about being sympathetic to, Buthier or Grucko here, they were probably cannibalizing one of the humans. There's a dead human in there, and they were cultists of the Absolute and whatnot, so I'm not too sympathetic to them. Their corpses don't have anything that's really interesting to say, other than that they were here looking for the weapon for the Absolute, and that they liked each other and came here for a sneaky break. But like, we already knew all that, so. Yeah, there's the mangled corpse of someone that they were eating. I don't think there's any treasure in there. Maybe I'm missing something. But speaking of treasure, there's some great hidden items up ahead here. I mean, first of all, they're just like a buried generic treasure, but then there's some good stuff waiting down along the river. So I'll go ahead and get that, I think. Is it on this side or the other one? Okay.
What's that?
I knew there's a treasure chest that is either on this side of the bridge or on that one, but I couldn't remember which side. Ah, hyena here. Nice. That's 1/3 of a speed potion. Which has just become better now that I'm level 5 and can shoot 2 beams per action. I think I mentioned that on honor difficulty, extra attack does not work with that anymore. You can only get one attack. So it's not as good for a start as it used to be, but for me, shooting warlock beams is as good as ever. So, quite nice.
What's so funny? You haven't got some laughing curse, have you?
Hideous Laughter is a spell we were all pretty familiar with, I bet.
I really made it out of Avernus. It's incredible.
This makes more sense to come here with her early in the game. It feels a little bit delayed now to be having that response. Here's an interesting little fight. I usually come at it from the other side, though. I might actually go down below and then come back up. And then talk about my technique for it. I'm surprised the gnolls aren't eating all this. Okay, so down here we'll find some bodies and some treasures.
Ancient bones, long forgotten.
Picking up things that are actually valuable from them. Over here there's a rock you can move if you have good strength. I don't remember there being anything good under it.
That might be worth a look.
Maybe I'll move it, but... yeah, just a bloodstone.
No one stopped me yet.
Alchemy ingredients.
Bag of holding. Light on my feet.
This whole plane reeks of it.
That'll wake you up of a fine day, won't it?
I do not need awakening. My senses are sharp as steel.
Are they, though? You don't even have dark vision. Anyway, here we go. This little hidden corpse into this bush here has a really great unique ring. +2 stealth, +2 sleight of hand is just fantastic, really. -1 charisma is not acceptable on our main character here, but once in a while when we need to loot an important item, it could be handy. Yeah, good for opening difficult locks and things like that, or pickpocketing. So great to just have it in your pocket, as it were. Over here is near where we would recruit Karlach, normally. But we just kind of jump down to her and skip that stuff. Do we already have the waypoint that's around here? We don't. We might as well pick that up while we're here. I didn't really plan to do this stuff with the Karlach Paladins and whatnot now, but I guess I might as well.
Anything of use?
There's Karlach's backpack. I guess we didn't loot that early in the game? Weird. Huh. I would have thought I grabbed that when I recruited her.
A key. Wonder what it opens.
I guess we can talk to this corpse here.
Innate concilium.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Jumped.
So several different waves of attackers came here, really. I guess first, like, the gnolls ran everyone out, and then I guess these evil fake paladin people came in and must have killed some of the gnolls, and then attacked Karlach or whatever around there, and...
Gold. Basement. Locked.
Lock, he doesn't mention the traps, though, I don't think.
I fell.
I think we already got the key.
Dropped anywhere. Away. Safety. Vance. Tolkien.
The spell's
I really would think that, like, toll collectors not getting murdered would probably bring an official response out here. This is an important road. Leading right into Shadow Hell somehow or other, but... So there's one of the evil fake paladin people. Who is also a merchant for some reason.
Keep that beast away from us. You hit me, the beast. Now that's fucking rich.
Can we get into... Ah, we can't do trade while Karlach is here.
Come on,
Okay.
go. What's cooking?
Karlach, how about you get up on the roof or whatever, and then we'll continue things from there.
All's well that ends. Well, not as bad as it could have.
It's a silly conversation, really.
Discussion.
I guess they're maintaining their... Oh, okay. Still doing that. Fine. How far away does Karlach have to be? Or would, like, stealth fix the problem? I don't really know. I've never actually tried to deal with that shopkeeper while having Karlach in the group.
Dragon.
There is a dragon nearby, of course. Overconfident people.
No time to
Again, so originally they were humans rather than devils in disguise or whatever. Now Karlach claims they're devils in disguise.
I'm still looking to
There we
ship
go.
some supplies.
But they sure act like and die like regular old humans that are just kind of working for the devils for whatever reason. I'd say take this smoke powder bomb away from her. You don't want her to have access to that. Just so she can't throw it at you. And yeah, the rest is probably okay for her to keep. She might shoot those arrows at you or whatever, but that'll be fine.
In Tia's name.
If we speak to that corpse there, it'll kind of reveal some of what they're lying about.
In lingua mortis.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
The pact. Power.
He reveals that they're warlocks and he's not really a refugee. And I guess, luckily, the nearby fellow follower of this devil doesn't have any comments about this or become suspicious of our motives here. As a reminder, Bolus, although he has a warlock class, I think he got that not by making an official pact, but just because he was touched by hellish power while he was going through the hells and whatnot. They would surely have taken an interest in someone who was a ball spawn, I would think.
Zariel's brute destroyed me!
Supposedly, Karlach was super good at fighting before joining the party and becoming thoroughly mediocre.
Infernal servant. So long I've forgotten. Why?
The spell's power.
No interesting items on him or anything like that. Alright, well. We can perhaps go in there and start this fight. I'll start my conversation. I try to do that just to feel fair whenever it makes any sense.
No more. Leave us in peace, and we shall leave you in kind.
Cut the crap, Anders. I know what you are.
Don't let her hurt us. Please. We just want to go home.
Well, if you want to go home, we'll just kill you, devil, and you'll go back to the hells that way.
There's something in the squint of his eye. You suspect he's lying.
Enough. Enough. I'll not play pretend anymore. Karlach, you're going home in pieces if needs must. And you'll soon learn what it means to ally yourself with the likes of this garbage.
Avernus was never my home. It was my prison. I'm free now. And I'm never going back!
Surprisingly, Trin won initiative there. I guess they don't have the elixir for that. Oh, and you're not in combat, that's why. Okay, let's fix that. And you're still not in combat. There we go. Okay. If you break this ladder, you can pretty easily get away from Anders most of the time, and it can't do much to you.
Let's have some carnage.
I'm heating up.
He is a strictly melee paladin. If he gets to you, he'll do real damage, of course. He can smite you, but... Oh, you can't get back up there? Uh-oh. No, wait. Yes, you can. Okay.
Jimmy on the go.
That's all fine, then. Well, the Ravens can't go until we kill off Trin, so that has to be our next priority, is taking out Trin. Let's turn that off and go for the guaranteed kill there. Alright, everyone else can go. Nice. Let's blind that one. Shield active. Okay, that's not so great. We'll probably need more firepower to take that one out then.
I wonder if this is worth it.
I think I'll try to just push him away, basically.
Can you feel death's cold grip?
Let's see, what would it take? Oh, you can easily hit that person even with shield. Fine. Oh wait, let me make sure I've got sharpshooter on. That was the reason it was displaying such good hit numbers. Okay, that's still pretty good. Alright. Yeah, and that's also still pretty good, so fine.
What now?
What are my odds to hit with Eldritch Blast? Get myself an extra action, basically. %. Probably a kill. I shouldn't count on it, but I think it's at least worth the risk. Okay. Not great there. There we go. So I've got my extra action now. So I can blast away at you. And in that case, we can just turn off sharpshooter and just go for the kill. Pretty easy. I made that harder than it needed to be, but just
Looking ahead. With haste.
trying to avoid taking any damage and guarantee that even if I had to fight Anders, I could get away from him. Okay. Well, I hate this next part where Karlach goes berserk, so I'm going to maybe group her over to me up here if I can do that. She'll set things on fire in there, and it can be annoying in the confined space, and she'll even just tell you to get the safety, but then she'll just immediately start igniting everything and burning your party members.
Knolls. It's rather beautiful.
Devils would hate gnolls because gnolls follow demons. So.
Oh, hi.
Oh, you didn't go into that whole berserk rage because I got you away from here? That's good, then. I've never had a way to avoid it up until this point. But this does seem like a good chance to follow up there, because you refused to tell us before what was going on, before we killed the paladins, so...
Let me see if I can paint you a picture. The year, 10 air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I
Bunch of
respected.
arms dealers. Not just Gortash. We find that her friend is still in the arms dealing business.
Neutral. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back.
Yeah, we
You
know Zariel.
Right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell. Guy named Gortash.
You'd think that we'd have heard of Gortash. We find many, many documents here in Act 1 revealing that Gortash is basically in with the Absolute and is one of their leaders and whatnot. But we can't report that
Naive to think everything he got up to was
to the person who still trusts Gortash who we're about to meet in Joaquin's Rest.
I saw a job, a good job, with people I liked, doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again. Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints.
This seems like a silly question, but we can maybe get more details about it.
Part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice. Me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine.
Yeah, it did always strike me as odd that she'd have been anything important, even with that engine supposedly being powerful for giving her fire damage or whatever.
Child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted.
But she'll conveniently stop now.
No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players. I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things.
She'll definitely hold a grudge about other things, but not about this, seemingly, for some reason. Alright, let's get in there and loot. She luckily is not going to burn the place down now. That's convenient.
What's inside?
There are some secret treasures that not everyone might know about, so it's worth exploring a bit. How would he fit a glaive in that little box? I don't know. Where's the soul coin? There's a soul coin around here somewhere. I think it's on the upper level. But somehow pullable from up here. Yeah, it's up on the roof, but we stick our head through the floor and grab it. She's kind of their ranger type, and this is their mage, and then their tank paladin guy was Anders. Not really a tank, more of a DPS melee guy. This sort of tier thing is okay, but you need to have it equipped to keep that tier's protection thing out that just gives you Shield of Faith, so that's not really worth it, I would say. This is how they're learning to fake being paladins of Tyr, but they still get the prayers wrong if you ask them about that. Can't even get the basic things. And Tyr, again, literally just is the Norse god Tyr, lazily transplanted to the Forgotten Realms because they made a terrible decision to do that in the early days of developing this setting.
Ugh. That corpse is riper than a Manaurus bog.
Manaurus is one of the realms of hell. I think it might be the one where Mammon lives, the greed devil.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Hiding. Frightened. Gods abandoned me and Vance. Goblins laughing.
Good thing we killed all the goblins.
Toll collector. Murder.
Okay. Can't ask him about where the treasure is hidden, unfortunately. Lots of boxes to go through. Ah, nice. A lot of them are empty, but like it's worth checking them all because some of them do have good treasure in them. I don't know whether they took their tolls and weaponry or whether this was the guards' armory. Sure seems they've had enough weapons for enough guards to hold off any number of gnolls. So, we could disarm all these traps, or we could do things the more efficient way by just dragging things onto them, which disarms them. So let's do that. Well, it doesn't really disarm them, but it blocks them from hurting us.
That might be worth a look.
Some jewelry there, that's nice. A light hammer is a kind of comparatively rare throwing ammunition, so... Okay, so then we have another gate here. And luckily these tiny vases will block the entire vent. And I know that, yeah, there's more traps over there, okay. Lots of water bottles, those are useful once in a while. Lots of water bottles, okay. Had enough to endure a siege in here. Information on the Zentarim here, who are those mafia-type guys that we learned about. They've changed their motives a bit over time. Although they are related to Baneites, they don't seem to have any actual Bane connections here in this game. Okay, so now we'll take a seat over there and we'll bring in...
There's a pressure plate in the chair.
Someone over here to sit in this one.
Something. Let's move. Can't
We'll need...
slow down.
I don't know. Let's have Karlak ungroup and have her sit in the chair.
Can't give up now.
And ungroup you.
Alright, what now? Have a lot of
And then there's another booby trap waiting right straight ahead that we want to be careful about. Let's just disarm that one so it doesn't fill the room with poison. Pretty easy. But then I think we still do, I believe, need to block those vents. I could be wrong about that.
Walk in death.
Lots of treasure overall. A rare copy of the actual A Pleasurable Deal book as opposed to just the documentation about how the guy who made it made a deal with the devil just to get it published.
Maybe I need more pockets.
Like an idiot.
What's inside?
Only good for paladins if we don't have many of, so we'll just go ahead and sell that thing. Heroism's a pretty minor spell anyway. Alright, and I think that's about all the treasure. So out we go. Thank you for watching, everyone. And a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Frank Maidens, Master Knight DH, Jackie, and Lino, George Grin, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mom, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Just Becca, Jack, Austin Livingston, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Latinx, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostia Nesterovich, Vol the Great, Luke Frederick Brune, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Martian Bialek, Techno Waffle, Mavith, Nebular, I Loop, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, and Robin Maki. Have a great day, everyone.